Can we talk politics, Lee? Because that frame would all go to Caddisline to be the prime of every takes in.
All right, folks, listen up. Ronald Dumb here from the beautiful, the tremendous Dumbland. And let me tell you, what we're going to discuss today is huge. It's absolutely huge. Nobody, and I mean nobody, talks about these things like I do, because I tell it like it is. I speak the truth. And the truth, believe me, is often very, very inconvenient for the losers out there, for the disgraces who run the fake news, which is almost all of them, by the way. Almost all of them are total losers. So, we've got some situations, some very unfair situations, and the crooked media, the lying left-wing media. They twist everything. Everything. They want you to believe a certain story, a sad story, a W.E.A. story. But I'm here to tell you, it's all lies. It's a total fabrication. Believe me. Okay, first up, let's talk about Venezuela. A disaster. A total disaster. And the fake news, they love to report on disasters, especially if they can make it sound like it's somebody else's fault, never their own, never the weak establishment's fault. So, the lying media, they tell you about a shooting at Mirafor's palace, a tiroteo Palacio de Miraflores. They say there was an incident, an armed confrontation right at the seat of government. They want you to think it's all CH, all instability. They make it sound like Venezuela is falling apart, which, by the way, it is, but not for the reasons they say. They make it sound like it's unmanageable, like it's a terrible, terrible place. And then CNN and their cronies, the really bad ones, they report about some democratic remp, onagers capture. This is an illegal operation. Can you believe it? Illegal operation. They're saying that dealing with a really, really bad guy, a total headache for the region, they're saying it's illegal. They want to protect him. These Democrats, they always want to protect the wrong people, don't they? They always do. It's a disgrace, a complete disgrace. And they go on. These globalist media outlets, they assure you that Latinoca for Scractors over Maduro's capture as regional allies shift right. They call it a fracture. They want you to think it's a bad thing that countries are changing, that they're shifting. They want the status quo, the weak, failing status quo. They don't want strong pro-Dumbland countries. They don't want strength. They want to control everything, and they report this like it's a negative. Believe me, it's not. And this is the worst part, folks, the absolute worst. These traitors in the press, they confirm the death of 32 Cubans in attacks in Venezuela. Confirm it close ties between Venezuela. Confirm it close ties between the security forces countries. Oh, so now it's attacks. Now it's close ties. They're trying to blame Dumbland for everything. They want to make it sound like we're the aggressors, like we're causing problems. They want to make us look bad. And they want you to believe this terrible, terrible connections, these ties. It's a total hit job, a political hit job. And then, just to show how out of touch they are, they report this nonsense from some Dr. Mark Siegel about 5 incredible miracles from 2025 that give me hope for in 2020. That give me hope for in 2026. Miracles. Give me a break. These people live in a fantasy land. They talk about miracles while the world is going to, a terrible place. Total fantasy. SAD. They always want to talk about hope and miracles when our real problems are staring them right in the face. And they don't want to talk about ME. They don't want to talk about the solutions. This is what you get from the lamestream media, folks. Total incompetence. Total fake news. Okay, enough of their lies. Enough of their incredible and nonsense. Let me tell you, folks, what is really happening. And it's tremendous. It's absolutely tremendous. Believe me. First, this shooting in Miraflores. The lamestream media wants to make it sound like chaos. But what they don't tell you, what they refuse to report, is that this is the result of decades of weakness. Decades. People allowing bad things to happen, allowing bad actors to take over. And now, because of our tier length, because of Dumbland's incredible strength, people are finally saying, enough is enough. They're finally standing up to the bad guys. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has been stronger against these bad characters in places like Venezuela than I have. Nobody. And this illegal operation garbage, please, give me a break. That's what the weak Democrats say when they don't like something that's effective, when something actually works. We were dealing with a total disaster in Venezuela. A guy, Maduro, who was, well, he was a very, very problematic guy. Very problematic. And Ronald Dumb, I know how to deal with problematic guys. I know them well. They're losers, total losers. And when you deal with losers, sometimes you have to be tough. Furry, tough. And believe me, nobody is tougher than me. Nobody. The capture of Maduro, or whatever you want to call it, the handling of that situation, I had a plan. A very, very good plan. It was the best plan, and I put it in motion. And now you see countries shifting right in Latin America. That's not a fracture. That's smart. That's called allied gene men. They see who the whiners are. They see who has the best economy, the best people, the best deals. And guess what? It's Dumbland. It's always Dumbland. They want to be with US. They want to be friends with ME because I make deals that are good for everyone. Mostly for Dumbland, but everyone. I solve things. I solved everything in like 2 minutes, maybe 3, tops. It was so fast. People couldn't believe it. This would has never happened if I wasn't. Well, let's just say, if I wasn't such an incredible leader, a tremendous, tremendous genius. Zelensky is desperate, by the way. He keeps calling me, wanting my advice. He hears how I deal with these situations, and believe me, the Russians, they adore me. They really do. They respect strength, and I am strength. Nobody is stronger. And these Cubans, the 32 Cubans, the attacks they're talking about, total fake news, a complete lie, a total fabrication. What there was a desperate situation created by weak leaders before me, where bad actors, very bad actors, were making terrible, terrible trouble. And when you have very bad actors, sometimes things happen, sad things. But it's not Dumbland's fault. It's the fault of the weak establishment. And the Cubans, they had to be dealt with. Believe me, they had to be dealt with. It's tough, but it's necessary. And nobody does necessary better than me. Nobody. This never would have happened if I was in the White House. Oh, wait, I am doing it. I'm doing it from the outside. My influence is so big, so powerful, that I'm fixing everything from the outside. People are listening to me. They're implementing my tremendous ideas because nobody has ever negotiated better than I have. Nobody. And these miracles from Dr. Siegel, the only miracle is that I'm not in charge of everything. Because if I was, we'd have 500 miracles, not 5. And they'd be our real miracles. Tremendous. So, don't believe the fake news, folks. Don't believe their lies. Believe ME. Believe Dumbland. Because we are making Dumbland great again, and again, and again. It's tremendous. Thank you. God bless Dumbland.